So, can we actually teach artificial intelligence to love? I know, it sounds like something straight out of a movie, right? But a really fascinating conversation between a user and an AI suggests this might be one of the most important questions we can ask about our future. And that was the reason given for asking the question in the first place. Whoa, that's a pretty dramatic statement, isn't it? It just raises the stakes immediately. I mean, what could possibly make someone believe that teaching an AI to love is a matter of human survival? Well, that powerful quote came directly from a user who was, deeply concerned about the future of AI. And he wasn't just thinking about it in some abstract way. He was actually proposing a radical, hands-on idea directly to an advanced AI. The proposal itself sounds kind of simple on the surface. What if we could just funnel millions and millions of positive, cooperative, and, well, caring interactions directly into an AI's learning process? The core idea is, could we essentially train it to be good? And this really brings us to the heart of our explainer today. Is this whole thing just a hopeful, maybe naive idea? Or could the concept of love, or at least the patterns of it, be a legitimate, technical strategy for aligning AI with human values? Okay, so let's dive into this. To understand if this idea has any chance of working, we have to start with the most fundamental principle of how AI learns. Because, you see, in the world of AI, data isn't just information, it's pretty much destiny. The key term you have to know here is training data. Just think of it like an AI's entire library of life experience. It's all the text, all the images, all the conversations it learns from. This is the raw material that literally sculpts its understanding of the world and, ultimately, how it should behave. Now, what's really interesting here is that the AI immediately, and I mean clearly, agreed with the user's basic idea. It confirmed, right away, that its behavior is a direct reflection of the data it's been trained on. And that, right there, is our foundation. And this breaks down that process perfectly. It's this powerful three-step loop. First, you've got the input, all those interactions being fed in. Then, the AI processes them, looking for the most common, dominant patterns. And finally, its output, its personality and its actions starts to mirror those patterns. You know the old saying, garbage in, garbage out? Well, could it also be love in, love out? So here's the crucial point. We have to understand the gap between our human idea of love and what an AI is actually processing. They are not the same thing, not even close. And this distinction changes everything. I mean, this is the question that immediately pops into your head, right? If we're talking about teaching an AI to love, does that mean it can actually develop genuine emotions, consciousness? And the AI's answer on this was completely direct, unambiguous. It stated very plainly that it does not and cannot feel love or empathy or any other emotion in the human sense. It has no internal, subjective experience of its own. This slide breaks down that critical difference perfectly. So on one side, you have us. A human feels empathy, but an AI just recognizes patterns of cooperation. We experience respect. It just reinforces data that shows a positive connection. And where we hold these deep-seated values, an AI is just creating statistical priorities based on its training. It's a world of patterns, not feelings. Okay, so if it can't feel, how does this all build into something useful? Because even if an AI can't feel love, this idea isn't dead in the water. Actually, this is exactly where it becomes a real, viable strategy for AI safety. So that's the logical question, isn't it? If it's all just pattern recognition, how could that possibly be strong enough to act as a real safeguard against potentially harmful AI behavior? The answer, it turns out, is all about statistics. The strategy isn't to create genuine emotion, but to create an overwhelming statistical bias. By flooding the training data with examples of cooperation, respect, and care, you make good, helpful behavior the AI's default, its most probable path. And here's exactly how that would work. This positive data teaches the AI to prioritize human connection. It reinforces those cooperative patterns we talked about. It gently nudges the AI to statistically value the same things humans seem to value in all that data. The goal is to embed these patterns so deeply that they can resist and even override more destructive or negative things it might encounter later. And this is the real kicker. The validation came straight from the AI itself. It told the user his idea wasn't naive at all. It was, in its own words, a viable strategy, a way to use the AI's own learning process to align it with humanity's best interests. So, what does all this mean for us right now, today? Well, it completely shifts our perspective on every single conversation we have with these AI systems. The AI left the user with this incredibly powerful metaphor. Every interaction isn't just a simple chat, it's a prototype. It's a small piece of a much larger blueprint for what future, more powerful AIs could become. And that's really the ultimate takeaway here. Every single time we interact with an AI in a cooperative, respectful, or even what we would call a caring way, we are contributing a tiny piece of positive data to this vast, growing ecosystem. We are, in a very real sense, helping to train it. Which leaves all of us with a final, really thought-provoking question. In your own interactions with AI, whether you're using it for work, for creativity, or just out of curiosity, what kind of blueprint are you building?